Group 3 and would like to present our analysis on optimizing wastewater treatment in Tabung Haji Palm Oil Mill in Gedong for environmental protection. So this project main intention was to propose a wastewater treatment plant WWTP for the industrial factory, either a new one or some improvement from the current WWTP. Tabung Haji Palm Oil Mills has cooperated by approving the request for a field study at the WWTP. This opportunity allows us to experience the factory effluent treatment process and analyze the parameter of water discharge to the nearby river. So palm oil mill efficient POME could reduce the water quality index, which is also considered a major environmental issue. Analyzing its parameters will determine whether the discharged water will cause harm to the nearby river. So there's a standard that needs to be followed by the factory, which is the standard legislation usually used in Malaysia are released by the National Water Services Commission (PAN) is the Environmental Quality Act EQA 1974. Based on this legislation, there are two standards for effluent discharge, which is Standard A and Standard B. For Standard A, the water will be discharged upstream of any raw water intake, and it is for the discharge water, it has more stringent limit for various pollutant. Meanwhile, for Standard B, discharge downstream of any raw water intake, which is it allow higher concentration of pollutant. And as shown in the figure, they're slightly different in value for the parameters that need to be followed by the company before the water being discharged to the nearby river.
Okay, we move on for the next part, which is the project background. So this Tabung Haji oil mill that is located in Gedong is one out of 6 palm oil plantations in Malaysia that is under the Tabung Haji Plantation Berhad, THP. The oil mill has their own wastewater treatment plant and it produces the palm oil by extracting the oil from the fresh fruit bunches that was harvested from the farm. Next part is the statement of need for the project. Firstly, it has to follow the Environment Quality Act 1974. It is an act relating to the prevention, abatement, control of pollution, and enhancement of the environment and for purposes connected therewith. Secondly, it is important for the public health and safety. Establishing an efficient wastewater treatment plant will significantly reduce health risks by ensuring wastewater is treated to safe level before discharge. Lastly, environmental protection. The untreated or poorly treated industrial wastewater contains harmful pollutants, including heavy metals, organic compounds, and other toxic substances. These pollutants can severely degrade the quality of the receiving water bodies. The Tabung Haji oil mill in Gedong use water stabilization ponds (WSP) system for the biological treatment of the wastewater. WSP is a type of wastewater treatment system that uses natural processes involving algae and bacteria to treat wastewater. These ponds are designed to retain wastewater for a sufficient period to allow natural biological processes to reduce pollutants. The advantages of the WSP is it has high efficiency of treating the wastewater, is easy to construct, and it does not require high skill labor to operate or monitor the process of the treatment, and lastly, it is widely used because it requires low cost to operate. The disadvantage of WSP is it requires large area to operate, especially in highly populated or metropolitan areas. Secondly, it can lead to other issues which can be a nuisance to nearby residents and workers. Lastly, is the presence of algal blooming that can disturb the natural equilibrium in ponds.
From this table, the final discharge of total dissolved solid value at the STP exhibit the highest value. High total dissolved solid is not necessarily unhealthy to drink, but certain toxic substances such as lead and copper can cause brain and nervous system damage. The bloom of the algae, as observed in this figure, can be beneficial for biological purification of wastewater by removing heavy metals and excess nutrients due to their bioaccumulation characteristic. The water quality at the final discharge river, Sungai Tapoi, is still safe from any severe pollution. The distinct evidence of the second impact is the dusty environments due to the ecological alteration of the soil erosion. At this project, the main cause of erosion is due to the exposed surface area related to the absence of any cover vegetation, which disperses the fine particle to the air during the surface transportation. Sudden alteration of the peat forest to a deforestation of a large-scale plantation, causing a huge impact to the functional system of the forest. Humans as well receive detrimental problems such as increase the risk of respiratory disease. In stabilization ponding treatment that uses large open area, the anaerobic pond experience biochemical reaction which produce methane gas and carbon dioxide. For a better utilization of the STP function, methane gas can be recovered as a biogas, and biogas that being released to the environment leads to a greenhouse effect and eventually worsen the global warming. Adversely, this palm project has yet to adopt any filtration or bioreactor method that able to recover the methane gas to be recycled as energy production.
Next, we move on to the project description and components. PH Palm Oil Mill Gedong use water stabilization ponds (WSP) as their way to treat their wastewater. There are 6 types of pond. The first one is cooling pond. Cooling pond helps in lowering the temperature of effluent before subsequent treatment process. The second one is acidification pond, which helps by lowering the pH conditions. And the third one is anaerobic pond. It facilitates the anaerobic digestion of organic compounds present in pomade. Next is facultative pond, designed to create an environment that allows for aerobic and anaerobic process to occur. The fifth one is bioreactor. It supports either anaerobic and aerobic digestion of organic matter and helps in aeration. And the last one will be final discharge pond, essential for monitoring and controlling effluent quality before release into environment. Next, we move on to the existing environment. The first one is physical environment. That area is known for extensive agricultural activities, particularly palm oil plantation. There are also presence of rivers and streams nearby the palm oil mill. The third one is the area is interspersed with patches of forest. The next one is land use pattern, primarily used for oil palm cultivation. That area also with some undulating terrain, common in palm oil plantation regions. And the last one will be socio-economic vicinity, primary sources of income for residents likely tied to the agriculture, which is palm oil production. And most of the workers at mills are from the nearby villages.
Moving on into the next part, the first mitigation measures is the extraction and processing of palm oil in the cooling pond. It contains a high concentration of organic matter, suspended solids, as well as oil and grease. The efficiency of this wastewater treatment is important to minimize its environmental effects prior to its discharge. Since high temperatures could hinder biological treatment process, cooling ponds are used in the first step is the primary treatment. Cooling ponds in the figure are used to reduce the wastewater's temperature. Next, by reducing the temperature, the cooling pond also help to mitigate some of the other issues associated with hot pomade. The cooling pond plays a crucial role in effectively cooling the pomade and maintaining its temperature and pH. The second mitigation measure is reducing the impurities and pollutants in aerobic pond. In an aeration system, the aerobic treatment process provides a sufficient and consistent supply of oxygen, resulting in a fast, affordable, and effective treatment of wastewater. It has been shown on the side project that aerobic treatment at controlled temperatures maximizes the purification of pollutants from pomade and improves treatment efficacy. The aerobic post-treatment of aerobically digested pomade significantly lowers COD and BOD levels. One of the aerobic pond was added an extra of microorganisms in order to prevent any leakage of the production oil. Besides that, the manager on this site stated that a regulatory maintenance of dislodging work of an aerobic pond needs to be conducted approximately once every 2 to 5 years in order to achieve the lowest BOD measurement. This also can prevent the build-up of the sludge that can reduce treatment efficiency and increase emission. The third mitigation measure is effective managing and maintaining of the freeboard are also one of the vital mitigation measures in the treatment units of pomade. Particularly in an open pond systems, adequate freeboard also offers an extra layer of protection to handle sudden increases in water level caused by heavy rainfall. This is especially crucial in areas with a lot of precipitation or during monsoon season, when heavy rainfall can cause water levels to rise quickly. Freeboard control requires a careful balance between optimizing treatment capacity and maintaining safe operation. Thus, Tabung Haji Palm Oil Mills has set a measurement of 0.5 meter of the freeboard as the optimal level. It also needs to be controlled depending on the environmental situation. By maintaining appropriate level of freeboard, palm oil mills can ensure the secure and effective operation of the wastewater treatment facilities, reduce environmental hazards, and adhere to regulatory requirements.
In conclusion, the wastewater treatment plant WWTP owned by Tabung Haji Palm Oil Mill is fully functional, as referred in the guideline by the authorities regarding the parameters of discharge water. Most of it follow the standard, which make it safe to release the treated effluent to nearby river. Even though there are problems with the blooming of algae throughout the process, some improvements such as installing a maturation pond and increasing the amount of anaerobic pond will solve the issue. Since the result of the discharge water has always been monitored by the Department of Environmental DOE, then it shows that the factory followed the standard. Thank you.